Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up. You already know, man. It's 4:30 a.m. Monday morning, and it's time to rise and grind. That's right, it's time to rise and grind. Today's episode is about fear. Today's episode is about fear. Fear is a lie that you have constructed in your mind and you have accepted as a fact. When the fact is, you can't remember what you wore 2 days ago. But you believe that you know what is going to happen in 2 weeks or 2 years from now. Come on, man. Come on. You can't believe that. Come on. Listen. You cannot wait for fear to leave before you take action. You have to take action before fear will leave. Let me repeat that. You cannot wait for fear to leave before you take action. You have to take action before fear will leave. Before fear will leave. Listen, brother. You are the designer of your own destiny. And the lower the starting point, the greater the climb, the greater the victory, the greater the story. So if you're 200 pounds overweight and you get down to your optimal weight, what a story. If you're starting dirt poor from the ghetto and you have nothing and you climb out of the ghetto and you pull yourself up by your own bootstraps, as they say, and you make it to be successful, what a story. What a story. You start from the bottom, sweeping up in this business, and you get it together and you take over the company, or you start your own company. What a story. See, the pen is in your hand. The pen is in your hand. You can write whatever it is you would like to write. It is your story. It is not a biography. It is an autobiography. It's a story about you. By you. It's like FUBU. For us, by us, for you, by you. But what will you write? What story are you writing? It reminds me of the story. Have you ever seen the movie, The Pursuit of Happiness by Will Smith, or starring Will Smith? Will Smith goes through so much in this movie. This guy is a single father. This guy becomes homeless. This guy has an idea for a business. He has this machine that's gonna get him out of poverty that he loses on a bus, and he's running around town chasing it. He goes through all these dips and all these valleys, all these peaks and valleys. He goes through so much. Now, the director at any point could have said, Will is not gonna make it out of this story by being successful. Will is gonna get this close, but he's gonna be afraid. He's gonna be fearful, and he's gonna stop when he has the opportunity. He'll stop pursuing his happiness. But that wouldn't have been a good story. That wouldn't have been a good story. So, two, you are writing the story. You are the director. You are the producer. You are the star in your story. At what point will you give up in your pursuit of happiness? When will you stop? What can stop you? What movie do you want to see? What book do you want to read? Be the author of that book. Be the star of that movie. Be the producer of that movie. See, most people don't think about it, but most millionaires have made a million errors. You're gonna make mistakes. That's the best story. Those are the best stories, when you make mistakes, when you fall and you get back up, when you get knocked down and get choked out, and the foot is on the back of your neck, and you still get back up somehow, and you make it happen. those are the best stories. Those are the best movies. What type of movie would you like to watch? Just think about your life in reverse. When you get to the end of your life, what type of movie, what type of story would you like your life to be? What type of story would you like your life to be? What do you want people to say about you? What do you want your grandkids to say about you? What do you want your kids to say about you? What do you want the world to think about you? What do you want to look in the mirror and think about you? Do you want to think that I got so close? I got so close and I was afraid to leap. I was afraid to take a chance on me. Or do you want to look back at your story and say, I remember this time when I wanted to start my company. I was so afraid, but I took a chance on me. Do you want to look back at your story and say, I remember when I was 180 pounds overweight and I was so afraid of the ridicule. I was so afraid if I went to the gym. I was so afraid if I would walk and people saw me with workout gear on, workout clothes on, that they would pick at me, that they would talk about me. And I decided not to exercise. Do you want to be that person to say, man, I had this dream of being an actor when I was a little kid. And I laid down on my dream because when I went to school, people told me that it wasn't possible because the little town that I'm from, no one was an actor. People got jobs and people went to work and they went to work on their jobs for 30, 40 years. And at the end of their job, they retired and they got a gold watch. And I opted out for mediocrity. I was afraid to chase the greatness that was deposited inside of me. And I let it stay in there. And I died with money in the bank. I died with something in the tank. I died with a dream. And I lived a nightmare. What is it do you want to do? As I said before, brother, as I said before, sister, you cannot wait for fear to leave to take action. You have to take action in order for your fear to leave. Even then, fear will never leave. And you don't want fear to leave. You want to use your fear as a little gas, as a little fuel to push you forward, to keep you on your toes, to keep you honest. Even the greatest actors, even the greatest orators, the greatest speakers, people say when they go out to perform, initially they have a little butterfly or a couple butterflies in their stomach just before they begin to perform, just before they begin to act, just before they say action. They have a little fear. They have a little fear. So don't be afraid of your fears. Embrace your fears. Crush your fears. Crush your life. Live your dreams. Bruh, at the end of the day, we gonna die anyway. Sister, at the end of the day, we gonna die anyway. And it won't matter what nobody said about you. It won't matter what nobody said about you. The only thing that matters is what you say about you. What story will you write? What movie will you direct, produce, and star in? Because I, just like the world, want to see your movie. I, just like the rest of the world, want to be inspired by your story. I am TBOE. I make the best of every day. And I promise you, if you keep looking, if you keep tuning in, if you keep coming back to this channel and keep rolling with us, I promise you that I will inspire